Hey everybody, Davey here from Davey's World Fishing. Today I'm going to talk about the brand new Cedros Spinning Reels by Okuma. Now these new Cedros Reels by Okuma are pretty awesome. They are a saltwater specific, well-built reel for big game fishing. These actually came out 2 years ago with 3 sizes, an 8,000, a 10,000, and a 14,000 size. This year they introduced a 4,000 and a 6,000 size. So there's 5 total sizes now in this series: 4,000, 6,000, 8,000, 10,000, and a 14,000 size. This one happens to be the 10,000 size, just for a little bit of size reference there. Big reel, very well built. The first thing I want to talk about being a big game reel is the drag system. Okuma is known for their drag systems. They've got some great drag systems, very smooth and very strong. The Cedros features a dual force drag, which is their DFD system. There's a drag set of washers on the very top, and there's a drag washers underneath the spool there. The dual force drag, what that does is as you crank it down, it actually sandwiches those drags and creates a tremendous amount of drag. In fact, this one you're going to get about 44 pounds of drag out of it. It also has a micro click drag system, so you can really dial in and get very specific on how much drag you want to have. Very smooth as you're pulling it out, but very precise drag settings on the little Cedros reels. Now the new Cedros reel is a little different than the old generation Cedros reels. The old ones were those blue and silver with the gold and had the nice aluminum handle to it. These are actually a different material. It's a new proprietary material that Okuma is using, and it's very strong, very rigid. It's actually got the rigidity of like an aluminum reel, like the Azores reels, and just a nice lightweight body. In fact, the Azores 10,000 is 3 to 4 ounces heavier than the new Cedros reel. So that new Cedros 10,000, 3 to 4 ounces lighter than the equivalent size in that Azores. Really, really cool. So externally, this Cedros reel's got some great new functions as well. One of them being the machined aluminum arm handle, as well as that soft touch ergo grip style handle knob on it. So the handle arm itself is actually a direct screw-in handle. That's one big request that Okuma's gotten for most of their reels. A lot of times they've got that other side where you pop it through and then screw it in. This is actually a direct drive. You can unscrew that handle, switch sides, screw it right in there, and you have a nice direct drive. So you don't have anything popping loose. It's a very strong, very rigid system, but a great machined aluminum handle that Okuma put on these Cedros reels. The other one is the manual bail flip. So this doesn't have a regular automatic tripping bail flip like a lot of reels do. That's always one of the weakest points of most spinning reels, is that automatic bail trip. This one is actually a manual trip system. A lot of the big spinning reels on the saltwater side have that. As you're casting and throwing a big weight, you don't want that to automatically flip or accidentally flip with the weight of a handle, snap off your bait, snap off your big lure. So it's a nice manual trip system, throwing the big baits, that big heavy solid arm as well. Just a very strong system for Okuma. Now once you get inside the reel, it's got some great features as well. This reel actually features 7 total ball bearings. You have 6 of the HPG high performance bearings that Okuma offers, as well as one of their reverse bearings. It's actually got a dual anti-reverse system. It's got a ratchet system as well as the quick stop braking system as well. So if your reverse bearing happens to go out, that quick trip is going to actually stop that from spinning backwards and spinning freely. Cool little feature. It's feature packed inside there as well. When you get to the gearings, this reel actually features the HDG corrosion resistant high density gearing, which is a proprietary material that Okuma uses inside these reels. It's not stainless steel. It's not aluminum. It's I don't want to say an alloy, but it's a mixture of metals that Okuma uses, and they make it very strong and very durable. An awesome little set of gearing inside there. And to go along with that gearing, this reel actually features a precision machine-cut brass pinion gear. It keeps everything nice and straight and running smooth in this reel. And one other big feature on the external that I didn't mention is within that cool carbon drag system, there's actually a watertight drag seal. It's not a waterproof drag, but it's a watertight, and that water, as you're dipping it and flipping it and working in that salt water, it actually keeps the water out. Like I said, not a completely waterproof system, but it does keep that water out. It keeps it nice and watertight seal on these for the big saltwater reels. Now, as I mentioned earlier, that carbon fiber drag system puts out 44 pounds of drag. Now, that's on the top 3. The smaller 2 sizes, the 4,000 and 6,000, actually put out 33 pounds of drag. That's a lot of drag for some small, compact reels. They all come with a 5.4 gear to 1. Sorry, the 3 bigger reels come with a 5.4 to 1 gear ratio, and the two small, the two small, the 4,000 and the 6,000, have a 5.8 to 1 gear ratio. Every time they crank that handle, you're looking at what, 35 to 45, 46 inches of line retrieve with every turn of the handle. So you're pulling in almost 4 feet of line every time you crank that. It's not a high-speed reel, but that's a good amount of line every time you crank it. If you're vertical jigging, you're casting, and you're working some baits along the surface, getting that bait back to you or that lure back to you quickly and getting it to work correctly is very important. And that Cedros in that 5.4 and 5.8 sizes is ideal. You don't want necessarily too high of a gear ratio, because if you do hook into a big fish, you'll lose a lot of that torque. So you can really get into these fish with this gear ratio on that Cedros. And so I mentioned that I am holding the 10,000 size here. That's a big reel. You're actually going to get 590 yards of 12-pound test on this reel. That's a lot. You put that in the equivalent of braids. You're looking at a 40-pound braid-ish on that 12 pounds. So 590 yards of 12-pound braid on there. That's a lot of braid. And the cool part about these, they all retail from about $150 to right about $180. Brand new reels for Okuma. They're, it's a pandemic year, as everybody keeps talking about. They're getting containers in as fast as possible, and this stuff is leaving since everybody's out fishing. But they're cool. Make sure you check them out at okumafishingusa.com. Head over to your favorite retailer. They've most likely got these in stock. It is, December right now, 2020. I know Okuma just got some of these in, so if your store's back ordered, they'll be getting them again soon, right before Christmas, of course, as well. But I appreciate y'all checking in and checking out that Cedros reel. Do me a favor, hit that like button down below and subscribe to Davy's World Fishing up at that right-hand corner, and we'll see you out on the water.